Welcome to my Stop Fighting with Your Son podcast. If this is your first time here, I recorded 4 episodes especially for you to help you eliminate the fights right away and start connecting with your boy as soon as possible. Go to episodes 54 through 59. I have 4 boys of my own, and I know better than anyone how much you want to have a good relationship with your boy and all the things that can come in your way. If you are a mom of boys, I am the coach for you. Let's go.
Hey guys, how's it going? How's your summer going? I hope it's going so well and you're getting some sun, maybe ocean or lake or pool or whatever you love to do. I think that's a fun way to spend some time of the summer. I am pre-recording this, so when you will be listening to it, I will be either coming back from our vacation or going on it. But it will be in the future. But right now I'm really excited to tell you about this concept that I created is relationship plans. And the idea that gave me this concept was given to me by a therapist who said, you don't talk about relationships, you do relationships. What does that mean? So that means if you're not acting how you want to be acting in your relationships, you're probably going to be talking about it and not in a good way. Like, oh, we have to talk, there's a problem, blah, blah, blah. So that's a good sign. If you're talking about your relationship, you're probably not doing it. What does that mean to do a relationship? Well, let me give you an example. If you, like the way that we approached it, we used it, my husband and I, after we had a lot of little twins. We had 4 little boys in our house, and it was extremely demanding. And I might have already talked about this on my previous podcast, but forgive me if I'm repeating myself. But it was extremely life-changing for me to have that conversation with my husband and the therapist who guided us into creating the relationship that we want to have in the demanding, busy household that we have, and what it would look like. And literally, we went day by day, morning to evening, weekends, and we covered the whole month. And we talked about what both of us were willing to do for our relationship. And we also talked about what would be too much, what is not enough. And we created a plan for how we would do our relationship. And of course, that plan would have to evolve and be tweaked and, be changed. But it has helped us so much because we were operating from this thought that this matters. Our relationship is a good one. It's important for us to have a relationship, and this is how we will do it. Okay? So, and ever since then, I have applied the same thing in my relationship with my dad because my dad lives in another city. And ever since I moved away, I have, I don't see him a lot, right? Only once or twice a year when they visit. So I felt like I don't have a relationship with him because when I would see him once or twice a year, it would feel strange for me and awkward as if this is a close person to me, but I don't know what to talk to him about. I just felt awkward, right? And I felt like there was something missing. So then I decided that I will call my dad once a week on a Sunday morning. And we will catch up and I will check on him and I will ask him what's new, how's work, everything. And it's been a couple years, 2-3 years since I've done that. And it has given me, first of all, it has given me the relationship with my dad that I am feeling, right? I don't know how he's receiving it on his end. I mean, I do know he loves it, but he might have felt like we have a good relationship before that, right? But for me, on my end, that's how I decided to show up to him. And sometimes he's not available. Sometimes we don't talk that week. But see, I don't depend on that phone call to feel good, right? So I already feel good, like we have a good relationship. Then from that feeling, I call my dad. I'm like, yeah, of course I call him. How's he doing, right? So that's how I applied it in my relationship with my dad. And so when it comes to your relationship with your son, What is it that you want to do in your relationship with your son on a daily, on a weekly, on a monthly basis? So if your kid is little, right? If you have a son that's little, you are doing all the mom things for him, right? All the things, and feeding and dressing and shopping and taking care and teaching and a million things, right? I don't think that's like a given, right? We're not like, oh, this is so amazing, I'm going to have an amazing relationship. But no, that's a given. We're just raising a boy. But on top of that, right? What part of the day of the week that is a special moment where you feel like you are creating that connection with him, that bonding, that in your mind you're like, yeah, you know what, this actually will build a good relationship with my son. It could be a random talk that you have with him. It could be every single night bedtime that you have with him, that you lie down and you chat. That could be it, right? That's what it is for me with my sons, because I have a lot of kids, because the day is super busy. I don't have a lot of opportunities to do one-on-one chatting with my boys, although I do sometimes try to have a seat in the morning with any one of them and just kind of snuggle with them while they're having breakfast for a couple of minutes and just connect with them. That feels good for me. That feels like I'm connecting with them. But the majority of the heavy lifting is done in the evening when I put them to bed, and that's when I have one-on-one time with them. And that's what in my head, that's a check mark. Okay, if I do just that, that is enough for me to know that I'm doing the best I can to build a relationship with my son. Now, if your son is a teenager, that's a different story, right? You will have to be happy with what is, right? That is going to be the big part of your work, because he's a teenager. He's growing up into an adult. He's testing everything out. He may not want to spend time with you at all, ever, but you get to decide how it is that you will act towards your boy, and that will create that relationship for you. I heard one mom say, actually, Rachel Balducci, which I love, and she has 5 boys, and they're a bit older than teenagers now, but when they were teenagers, she said sometimes a way to connect with your teenager, to love him, is sometimes to buy him a soda at a gas station. And that's how you get to love him at that moment. Because it's really hard to connect with them, right, when they're that age. So they might not want to be with you or listen to you. You might not want to be with them when they're in that state. And so you have to be willing to be open to being with what is, okay? And so you have to lower your standards and decide, okay, while they're at this stage, my relationship with him will be that one text message. Are you alive? Right? Or like, are you coming home? Right? You will have to decide that for yourself, but making that decision will give you the freedom to stop worrying about it, right? And when they're older, again, this will change again, and you will have to decide that again. And I do encourage you to have fun with it and plan and just try to create what it is that you want. How do you want to show up with him? Like, if you want to have fun with him and do fun things and him to call you or you to call him, like, put those out there. Don't depend on them to feel good, but know that, okay, I'm going to call my son once a week, or I'm going to text him once a week to see how he's doing. Or I'm going to say, hey, do you want to go for lunch? Once a week or once a month. Or, hey, like it was my mother-in-law. That was a great example. When we moved to Calgary from Toronto, she is a runner, and every Sunday morning, she would say, we had 2 of her boys lived in the city, and she would say, hey, do you want to go for a run on the Sunday morning? And then breakfast. And that's what she would do. And that, I don't know if she did that at all to create a relationship with him. That was just something that she did. But that was one of her ways of chatting with the boys, of seeing what's going on in your life. And this is when they would open up to her and tell her about her life. And she started inviting us, daughters-in-law, and we would all go together. And it was a great catch up while we were running, which was hard because we were running, but we would still chat. And the 10 kilometers would run by fast. So I'm just saying, be in charge of that relationship. Make a plan, and having that plan, make that plan from a mentality that you already do have a good relationship with him. Don't make that plan out of, I'm going to try. Oh, he doesn't want to spend time with me, right? Oh, I will screw it up, or something, a bad feeling. Don't make that plan. Make it a plan from an abundant feeling. And this is something I can help you with. If you're stuck and you can't get to that, this is what I'm here for. Okay, I'm just letting you know that that's available to you and you can play around with it. So once you make that plan from an abundant place, like things are good, I have the best relationship with my son, then you will start doing it. And then you will see if there are any obstacles that come up. For example, one of my clients said, I really want to have a family dinner with my boys. And that's really important to me, but I haven't done it. And I said, why haven't you done it? And she said, well, I'm just afraid that they don't want to, and I'm also going to screw it up. And so those thoughts are her obstacles to creating that relationship that she wants with them, to actually hosting the dinner, right? Because she already actually even asked them, do you want to have dinner as a family on a Sunday? They said yes, and yet she didn't follow through because of those thoughts. And so when her and I worked through those thoughts, it turned out that she doesn't want to host the dinner because she is not coming from an abundant place. She thinks she will screw up in some way, and then they don't want to, right? So we worked through those thoughts, and now she's so much closer to going through with that. And now she actually doesn't even feel like she has to have that dinner because she's creating connection with her boys daily and weekly, and so many more instances in her life that family dinner seems way less important to her. Okay, so that's why having that plan will be a great tool for you to do, like of what you will do. And it might be that's all you need. Like me and my dad, I just decide I'm going to call him every Sunday, and I call him and it's great. Or it might be something like for my client that you just want to do something, but you can't. You have some thoughts to work through. Then you work through that, and then you get closer to what it is you want. Okay, so and the very important thing, like I already mentioned, is you cannot control what your boy does, what the other person does. So it's very important for you to not get your hopes up that he will change the way he is, what he's doing, right? You can decide what you do, how you think about him and what you feel about him. And you can't secretly hope, well, you can, but then you're going to be disappointed. You can't hang your well-being on what he does in return, right? Oh, well, if I'm all excited and abundant and I invite him for lunch and he doesn't come and doesn't respond, then I'm upset, right? Don't set yourself up. You know your son. You know the way he is. You know what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do. It might be hard for you to accept it. And again, this is what I'm here for. And I can help you work through that so that you can be in more acceptance of your son, right? But you still can decide, even though he doesn't want to do anything with me, right? Which could be the case. He doesn't want to do anything with me right now. I still, maybe my relationship with him will be simply me having loving thoughts about him when I think about him. This will be my action plan. Instead of being mad, thinking like, oh, he should call me, he should want to hang out with me, he's doing it all wrong, what have I done wrong? Instead of thinking those thoughts, your action plan, your relationship plan will be to have different thoughts. Like, I love my son no matter what. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. This was always supposed to go this way. I may not like it, but this is the way it is. I'm willing to make peace and to accept what is. Okay? So I hope that this helps you. So make your relationship plan, write it out. What will it be? Will it be one text message a week? Will it be every evening you lie down with him and ask him, how was your day? Will it be weekly lunches? Will it be a yearly ski trip? Will it be just loving thoughts that you're going to think about him? And part of that plan, I do invite you to come and be coached so that you can eliminate all the poisonous thought that you have about your son, so that you can access all of that love and care and support for him so you can enjoy your relationship with him. Because remember, a relationship with anyone is your thoughts about them. Okay? So that's why we don't need the other person in this session, in this meeting, in the plan. We don't need them because we get to decide how we show up in a relationship, right? Okay, guys, make a relationship plan. If you need help working through thoughts about your son, even about your daughter, I'm happy to help you. You can go to my website, which is www.coachingnatalia.com. Go to sign up for a free mini session. I have a few spots available this summer. Not that many because I am focusing on having the best fun summer with my kids while they're still little. And I am so happy to talk to you. Have a great rest of your week and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.